Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today I'm getting started late. I've been dealing with some house issues. I had I think I told you I had 2 trees cut down, huge pine trees cut down in the backyard, and I think that one of those pine trees may have pierced the roof because I sprung a little leak over the den. And then I had the gas company said there was an outside gas leak, so the gas company's digging up my yard today. And then I had a light in the laundry room, and I replaced the light fixtures, and the light still won't turn on, so I had to call an electrician. It's been one of those mornings, but it's okay because I will get my videos done. All right, now, Jonathan D. sent me this, okay? First thing that I saw this morning, not the first thing, but this came across. JP Morgan Securities, this is from the SEC for crying out loud. JP Morgan Securities admits to manipulative trading in U.S. securities. So now we know that they manipulated the precious metals market. They manipulated the U.S. treasuries, but nobody goes to jail. Nobody that I've seen yet. And there's no responsibility on the part of the CEO who called Bitcoin and crypto a fraud back in the day. Meanwhile, this is what they have been doing. Who's the fraud? I mean, come on. You can't make this stuff up. All right. Moving along. This is from Ripple today. I think it was today. Yes, today. Now, remember when they made the announcement? I told you they were pushing the XRP ledger off on the raft out into sea. Well, all of a sudden, things start going in motion. Today, climate change is impossible to ignore. That's why we've partnered with XRP Ledger Foundation, which is what we talked about the other day. And this company, I guess this is a company, Energy Web, and Rocky Mountain Institution, who is global. We are a global research nonprofit transforming global energy. They've partnered with them to make blockchains net zero by 2030. Okay, so this is about, let's see. World is in the midst of global climate crisis, one that is impossible to ignore. To avert worst case climate scenarios, countries around the world have committed to reach carbon net zero by 2050. All right, I was reading something. Sorry, somebody sent me a text. Addressing sustainability across all industries is a worldwide priority, and global finance is no exception. Today, Ripple is pledging to achieve carbon net zero by 2030. We're also partnering with XRP Ledger Foundation, Energy Web, and Rocky Mountain Institute to decarbonize, whatever that means, decarbonize public blockchains, starting with the XRP Ledger. The one thing I can summarize from reading this, folks, is that what is Bitcoin going to do? Because Bitcoin is the whole idea of Bitcoin is wasting energy left and right. So good luck, Bitcoin. You need to just hang Bitcoin on the ledger and call it a day if you want to survive this whole conversation. All right, I thought this was a great line out of this. This is DJ Peter Voss had tweeted this article, and it's an article about central banks and digital currencies. There's an awesome quote in there right here that XRP Lighting the Way put out there. There are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. Sounds like a flip of the switch. Exactly. That's exactly how I believe that this all unfolds, is nothing. We're on 3 years of basically nothing, but we've been studying and watching all of the foundation and the pipes being laid. And then all of a sudden, one day, your friends and family are going to be saying, "How you got lucky? How did you know?" And you will know it had nothing to do with luck. You were paying attention and you hung in there when the going got tough. And there seemed to be no hope at all. Crypto Dim sent this. This is yesterday, we were talking about how David Schwartz had replied about how he had signed up to receive the Spark. And then Flair replied to him and said, Joel Katz, we are so honored that you are claiming your Spark tokens. All current and almost all past Ripple employees can claim Spark with the XRP that they hold personally. We are excluding Jed's XRP from the distribution. We took the decision to exclude Jed as the consistent sales of XRP having a negative effect on the psychology of the market make it clear he is not an XRP supporter. Spark attributable to his XRP holdings are being distributed equally to other valid claimants. So they're taking Jed McCaleb's Spark tokens and they're distributing them to all of the rest of the holders. We do not know Jed beyond one call and have absolutely no animosity toward him or Stellar. Flare is intended to bring utility to the XRP ledger. We reserve the right to structure the initiation of the network in the way we think necessary to achieve that objective. Well, folks, when I'm reading this, you know what this screams to me? This screams to me that this is going to be a new form of lawsuit right here. Because there's no, if Jed McCaleb may not care, but if he did care, I mean, the guy's got quite the case to file a lawsuit against these guys and say, you know what? You're giving everybody else is getting these distributed. And you originally said Ripple employees wouldn't be involved. I think that's what they originally said. But don't be surprised if this kind of stuff, I'm not talking about Flare themselves, I'm just talking about any company that does something similar to this. If you include one group and don't include another group, there's no telling what kind of potential lawsuit stuff that opens up right there. I'm not saying, I don't think Jed McCaleb would do anything like that, but I think there are people that get excluded from things like this that could. Something to think about. It'll be interesting to see how this industry evolves. BTC markets will support the distribution of Spark tokens. Clients holding XRP in their BTC markets wallet when the snapshot is taken on 12th of December will receive Spark tokens during the airdrop in early 2021. We will share further updates from the Flare network when available. And by the way, I'll say it again. This snapshot takes place on December the 12th. I am still sitting here watching all this unfold. I am not moving anything until I watch this for a little while longer. Okay. Now, this is great stuff right here. XRP Crypto Wolf. SBI VC Trade has signed a sponsorship contract with SBI Esports. As a top partner, they will support the challenges and activities of athletes, such as paying the annual salary of athletes belonging to SBI Esports with XRP. Paying the salary of the athletes with XRP. That is a monster, folks. I mean, golly. This just gets more and more exciting. All right. Chinu Patel sent me this. Travis Kling, for the record. Last night we had the presidential debate. And he says, for the record, the last time we had a presidential debate, the price of Bitcoin was $617. $617. That looks like a thumbnail. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm looking outside because these guys are literally digging up my yard. Not cool. But it's got to be done. XRP Crypto Wolf. DeVere Group CEO predicts Bitcoin can replace gold as top safe haven within a generation. DeVere Group CEO and founder Nigel Green said that he believes the U.S. election will bolster the price of Bitcoin. Now, this guy, I remembered this guy because he was someone I covered way back in 2018 as someone who was pro Ripple and XRP. I'll show you. This is his company. He started the DeVere Group. It's an independent financial consultancy. They have over 80,000 clients in more than 100 different countries, and in excess of $10 billion under that's their assets under management. This guy controls $10 billion. But look at what he said back. This is October 2018. Nigel Green. Ripple and Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin. How about them apples, folks? Here's some other quotes. Look at these. I didn't even notice these. BitTorrent, Ripple CEO, regulation will help the adoption of cryptocurrency and blockchain. Jay Clayton, Ethereum and cryptocurrencies similar to it could lose the status of securities. Okay, but anyway, I like this quote. Ripple and Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin. All right, and then I wanted to play a little clip from him. This guy is a pretty charismatic guy. I wanted to play you this little clip from him.
Digital currencies in 60 seconds. DeVere is the world's leading financial advisory group. As such, we see from our global presence that people are looking for an alternative. We don't think the future of money is paper. We think it's digital. In fact, we know that it's digital. We supply our clients with the latest information, the latest tips, and also allow them to have technology. With this particular app, it's called DeVere Crypto. You can trade the leading coins anytime, any place, anywhere. It's easy to download, it's easy to use, and we'll send you tips so that you can take advantage of the future of money. And as an introductory offer for the month till the end of August, we'll give you free 15 XRP as soon as you trade. Great offer, great app from what I believe is a great company. Download it today, DeVere Crypto.
I don't have any relationship with DeVere Crypto Group. I wanted to show you that video because he was giving away 15 free XRP. And by the way, this video's old. It's from back in July of 2018. He may not even be doing that still. I just wanted to show you to show you he was all in on XRP, and this guy controls a lot of assets under management. So he's not a stupid guy or anything. Breaking free fall. U.S. second quarter GDP down 31.4%. I keep seeing these people that are acting like the current events where this is just something that's happening and then it's just going to all go away and everything will be back to normal. No, we're in a complete and utter nightmare. That what's going on is far, far worse than the Great Depression. And strap in, folks, because it's not going to be fun. All right. XRP Crypto Federal Reserve Bank of New York reported that interest in non-bank digital payment options grew in pandemic era. With fears that cash could spread the virus, digital payment options like Venmo and PayPal increased in prominence during the pandemic. And by the way, PayPal has told us that they're about to get into crypto. While I'm talking to you, by the way, I am watching the Major League Baseball playoffs. The Atlanta Braves are playing against the Cincinnati Reds. And if you haven't been watching the Braves, now's a good time to start watching because these guys can freaking hit. Okay? All right. Wanted to show you this. Zero Hedge. Yale economist warns of looming dollar collapse. I just wanted to read to you the last quote from this article because it says it all. The dollar's decline has only just begun. Remember that, folks. 432 XRP. News like this was once mere speculation. I'm most grateful to see so many once speculative thoughts coming into reality. Blockchain legislation passes the House, heads for Senate. This is cool, folks. This is big time because it is happening. The updated Consumer Safety Technology Act, which now includes the Digital Taxonomy Act and the Blockchain Innovation Act, has passed. I'm getting a doorbell ring. I'm going to have to start this back over. Sorry, that was the guy from the gas company that he was ringing my doorbell to let me know that I could not take a shower. Luckily, I've already taken a shower. But he said I could not take a shower because they've got to turn the gas back on. So the things that I deal with on a daily basis. They dug up my yard. They replaced the grass and looks like they did a good job, but you know how that goes. We'll see. But here's where we were. Blockchain legislation passes the House, heads for Senate. The updated Consumer Safety Technology Act, which now includes the Digital Taxonomy Act and the Blockchain Innovation Act, has passed the House of Representatives and is now headed for the Senate as of Tuesday afternoon. The Digital Taxonomy Act provides definitions for the terms digital asset, digital unit, and would task the Federal Trade Commission with preventing unfair trade practices in both. The Blockchain Innovation Act would require the FTC to put together a report on blockchain's role in consumer protection. When I read all of that, what I'm thinking is what a big bunch of bureaucratic garbage. What a bunch of mess. I mean, how ridiculous has the size of the government in the United States. Now it's not like when you want to do anything that's going to help us as citizens. It's not like just turning a ski boat. It's like turning the freaking Titanic. That we've got such a bureaucratic disaster in this country now. Makes me sick. Oh well, sorry about that rant. Now, but let me introduce you to one of the good guys, Tom Emmer. I missed this. Tom Emmer was on Anthony Pompliano's show back in August, and I happened to run across this morning, and I wanted to show you a couple of clips. Here, Tom Emmer talks about what a disaster our country coming off of the gold standard was. This is one of the good guys. Folks, go to Google, type in Tom Emmer, and go contribute to this guy. He's the guy that said he believed XRP is not a security. He's one of the good guys I think he's on the Financial Services Committee and on the blockchain, whatever you call it, up there in DC. This guy, and if you listen to him, he's such a reasonable, straightforward guy. Listen to this guy.
And kind of what can we do from here moving forward in the legacy fiat world to address the issues at hand?
So let me start even earlier. Let's go back to the early 70s, 1972. And I'm going to talk to you not as a professor in finance or a master's in finance, because I'm not. I'm just a guy from the Midwest who's kind of learned it by the Braille method, right? 1972, kind of interesting. Why did we take the dollar off the gold standard? Why? Well, because they wanted to grow the pie without any regulation. And that's a problem, because that's the date, I believe, and you don't have to agree with me. Those listeners of yours, those 6 people that are out there, they don't have to agree with a thing I say. But I believe that was the beginning of where we went from being a country and an economy that was based on the creation of wealth creation, because the idea is if Pomp is creating wealth and Tom is working or involved in commerce with Pomp, oh my goodness, you lift up my standard of living too. And it's all based on the creation of wealth creation. The problem was when you took it off, you no longer pegged the currency. Now you can do with it whatever you want. It's all hocus pocus. And what does it become? Now we start creating debt. Instead of wealth, it's debt. Imagine the greatest generation that came out of the Depression, how they felt about this. They knew how to save, they knew how to plan, they knew how to be ready for the next great whatever it is. This group, they're so highly leveraged right now, and this is a problem all the way around the world, that all they're trying to do is protect themselves. I mean, this is not about, well, maybe it is about you. Maybe you and I are in that, whatever. But what's happened over time in my lifetime, and this isn't Republican or Democrat, this is monetary policy. The rich have gotten richer. The middle class has gotten poorer. There's a bigger gap between the two. Why? Well, it's the same reason, and I'll use it with the great Dodd-Frank law. Okay, unlike some of my Republican colleagues, yeah, there probably should have been some better regulation applying to some of the largest, most integrated financial institutions on the planet. And yes, we do have a need for financial institutions to be able to cross borders and do things that are worldwide as opposed to local. So there's an argument that you need to have everyone in the financial services food chain. But when you passed Dodd-Frank and you applied the standard that was intended for the Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgans, the Citibanks, the Wells Fargos, when you did that and you applied it all the way down the food chain, the only way you can survive is if you get bigger and bigger. So no, we don't have bank failures going on, but we had over 9,000, I think it was, community banks at the time of the crash, the last crash in 2008. Since Dodd-Frank has been, by the way, a year after the crash, we still had roughly the same number of community banks. Since Dodd-Frank was passed, we're now down to 6,000. And it's and you don't have bank failures going on. No, what you have is absorption. All right. So anyway, that's what's.
All right. So now when you hear that clip, what you need to understand is what is it that the government has always not wanted us to be in? They haven't wanted us to be in crypto. They've talked horrible about crypto for the last 7-8 years. They don't want you in crypto. There was a time when they made gold illegal to own. I mean, the writing's on the wall, folks. And what do they want you to do? They want you to go take out loans. They want you to take out credit cards. Our entire credit system is based. If you don't use a credit card, it hurts your credit. And now think about that for a minute. They want you to be in debt. This entire system has been built on the lie that debt is a good thing. It is not a good thing. You want somewhere, a good place to put your money? Gold, silver, crypto, and paid for real estate. Paid for real estate. Paid for real estate. Now, since real estate's so expensive, most people can't just go and buy real estate. But this is all going to be tokenized as a part of all this. And if you want, it's going to be actual assets that are tokenized assets where things are backed. These tokens are backed by something, whether it's a commercial building or whatever. But that is, you want to think smart. This entire debt-ridden society we're in, it was all built on a lie. Every single part of it. It's a lie. The inflation thing is a lie. The idea that when I'm a kid, I can buy a movie ticket for $2.50 and now it's more like $25. That is crazy. It makes no sense. It's because we're not on the gold standard. So let me play you another clip from him. This is the 43.25 mark. Here we go.
Because as we come out of the crisis, Bitcoin ain't going away. It's going to get stronger. And now Brian Brooks is saying, hey, institutions, you can start banking this stuff, right? You can provide a home for it. You can start working with it. Number one issue, when I was in the last campaign, I go to Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, I think it was, which a lot of banks, a lot of insurance companies, very understated. Most people don't know that it's a big center for financial stuff. I had a roundtable. I had a couple of the bigger insurance companies, their leaders. I had 3 or 4 banks, and there were 3 young guys sitting right next to me in these tables that are in a square. And I don't know who they are. They're a little older than my kids, but they're definitely, they don't look like this. They got the good, nice hair. They're young. And this whole meeting's going on. I'm about halfway through. It comes out. These guys are in the blockchain space. These guys are in the crypto space. And they instantly start pointing the finger at the banks. You aren't helping us. We're going to London. We're going to wherever. We're leaving because we can. And the banks, of course, pointed at the OCC. I think Brian Brooks, so short answer to your question, all these things are starting to come together right now. We have got to continue to raise these voices because you get the momentum and we're going to have this ugly election. It's going to be so terrible. And I mean, anybody who checks me out, I am definitely involved in the election process and I definitely have a perspective. But I'm not looking forward to it. For our country, I'm just not. After Labor Day, everybody's going to strap their helmet on, and it's going to be this bloody, brutal. Ugh. But when we get through it, I really, combined with what I told you earlier about therapies and vaccines, when we come through that, I'm hoping that much like a forest fire, you see this beautiful new growth start to come out the other side in the springtime, because we just can't keep doing the garbage that we're doing at the federal level and expect this country to, 1, actually find their government credible, or 2, survive the way we want our American way of life to survive. And that will be the opportunity, Pomp. I believe that's the opportunity when we come out of that, as long as we have new leadership and people are talking to each other again, and you stop this lockdown stuff and just making everything about us and them instead of about we. I think we can make a big gain because tied together, we're not going backward when it comes to the internet superhighway. We're going to have to go forward.
Completely agree.
The internet superhighway. We're not going backwards. Now, remember what he said about the way this system, coming off the gold standard and all. It's bigger than that. The creation of the Federal Reserve itself was a fraud. Period. Everybody knows it. Now, this was sent to me from Digital Asset Blockchain, and this is a quote by a guy who was one of the guys who was represented when, remember the creature from Jekyll Island? John D. Rockefeller, one of his I don't think it was him, I think it was one of his representatives, was at the meeting to secretly form the Federal Reserve, and he said, "We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one, that we must never know." That he said that he must never know. They must never know that color is an illusion. They must always believe that they are not equal. Drop by drop, drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their lands, resources, and wealth to exercise control over them. We will trick them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they have. We will set up a money system that will shut them down forever, keeping them and their children in debt. And I believe he's talking about all of us there. Because these people, I'm telling you, these people, if you just go and read history, we are literal peasants out here. They look down on us, and we are just these people that are just tools for their own ends. And I believe that they believed it when they formed the Federal Reserve. I believe that it has been to the detriment of the citizens of the United States ever since they formed it. And I believe that blockchain is going to flush that system down the toilet. Mark Phillips sent me some of his .crypto domains, but I wanted to remind you of who Mark Phillips is. He is the guy that created the famous article, XRP was designed for $10,000. The evidence is in its design. And so if you've never read this article, go to Google and type in that XRP was designed for $10,000. Really good read. Well, here's Mark Phillips domains that he got. Arsenal Gunners, Bama for Life, Bar, I think he meant cafe there, Beamer, Go Navy, Hokie for Life, Hokie Fan, Hoops Fan, House of Mouse, Race Fan, Starbucks, Tar Heel for Life, Tar Heel Fan, Terps Fan, UVA Cavs, WM Tribe, UMD Terps, and the best one, the new Stanley Cup champions, TB Lightning .crypto. So he got those. I wanted to show you all something that you may not know because it's an announcement today. This is, by the way, if you haven't gotten any Unstoppable domains, I think I got 6 or 8 myself. But you can go in the description of all my videos and click on the link and go get, Unstoppable domains. But I want to show you something that you're now able to do as of today. They sent me this today and they let me test it. I own travelball.crypto, but look over here. Gemini Custody is now providing a custody service. And I think you just go through, once you get your Unstoppable domains, I think you can link this up. Gemini Custody, because remember, this is on the blockchain. Gemini Custody is actually providing custody for your .crypto domain. So if you plan on just holding them, you can store them just like you store away your Bitcoin or your XRP to keep it safe. Gemini Custody is allowing you to do that. So if that's something you're interested in, go in and check it out. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Gemini Custody will now custody your .crypto domains that you got on Unstoppable domains. Thank you for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up. never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.